Look at all these plugins. Look, you literally couldn't have more on there.
There's like 15 plugins on there.
It's amazing how you can make yourself sound like a pop star with 50 plugins on there.
Oh my God, it actually is 15. That was an amazing guess.
This episode is being supported by Audiomovers, whose Listen To plugin has been a game changer for us at Tape Notes. Get a month's free trial with the link in the description below. More from me in a bit. What were you doing the vocals, in terms of recording them and adjusting them?
So,
go on, let's hear a really raw, exposed single vocal guy.
Look at all these plugins. Look, you literally couldn't have more on there.
There's like 15 plugins on there.
It's amazing how you can make yourself sound like a pop star with 50 plugins on there.
Oh my God, it actually is 15. That was an amazing guess. You got 15 exactly on there.
Well, so it's a group vocal. There's no way I was going to have a single vocal just up front. I think it works as a group too. Yeah, just that's texturally. I'll take all the plugins off. This is bravery right here. Here we go.
Higher than ever before.
Oh God. Yeah, I mean, with loads of reverb, it sounds fine, doesn't it?
Sounds great, yeah.
Higher than ever before.
Yeah, I mean, it's just me sitting at home in Laurel Canyon with the mic just like this and laptop, and I just did 50 takes until I was just about happy.
Yeah. I like that it sounds like you and it's rough. I think it's way cooler than if you went for like the really polished dead mouse vocal, because it's not who we are. Like, that's not how we're not great singers. I think it'd be weird if we suddenly sounded like, I don't know who's a great singer, but you know what I mean.
I just thought that texturally it did fit like over the chords. Like the tone of my voice was fine.
Yeah, man.
For the chords.
For sure.
And no one pushed back against it when I sent it over to the team. So I was like, oh shit, no, I'm singing on this song.
What are the plugins on the chain?
Sure. So I mean, on each vocal, you've got so these ones here. There's the vocal. You've got about 4 plugins on like each channel. A bit of EQ, just rolling off the bass. You've got a tube tech, which is a bit of compression, which seems to have expired. You've got pull tech, which is just adding a bit of top end, and a de-esser. So that's all I put on each vocal chain. And these would have been recorded at home just through my Neumann mic going through, I think I just plugged it straight into my little SSL 6, which just has gain and, again, a bit of EQ. So very dry, but just really clear and like good sound. I just wanted it to have a lot of top end on the way in, because I knew just from the sound of the vocal with the high, I wanted it to be really like and sound like luscious and sparkly, and so I think I had the treble on the desk like turned up really, really high, and so I'm like boosting
higher than ever before.
Higher than ever before. I'm boosting a lot of high end and then de-essing it really hard to get that sort of over the top Mariah Carey level of shine, where it's like just all the time.
Yeah. Does that all differ to what you might apply to Howard's vocal?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, Howard's got a deeper tone. I'm singing in falsetto here as well. So, when you're way up there as well, I just wanted all that lovely top end to make that harmony. It would be like if you were mixing a choir, versus mixing Howard. I wanted this to sound like, floaty choir boy kind of vibe. So yeah, without the plugins.
Higher than ever before.
And then with
higher than ever.
Tiny bit more top end, but I'm not doing much. It's when we get to the bus is where it gets really like programmed and changed. So here's all of them together.
Higher than ever before.
All right, so that's going into a Fairchild compressor.
Higher than ever before.
Just like taking a bit of gain off of the highes because they're much louder than the rest of it. And the Fairchild itself just adds so much shine and like lovely saturation. It's like a magical compressor. I wish I had a real one, but they're like $60,000. The next plugin does more of a difference. This is the Gem Dopamine. I remember when SG Lewis was on here, he showed you this, and I was like, I know where you got that from. I know where you got this one. That's without. And then with. So that's adding all of that even more so and compressing it at the same time. So it's doing what the previous plugins are doing again, but all in one. It boosts the highs while pulling them down. So you get the S's are still like not going to go like, ow, that was really loud, but you're going to have more like on every note. So again, just like bringing up the top end. More de-essing. It's kind of boring. Soothe, taking out some high, harsh frequencies.
higher,
So if you press that, if I do delta, now you'll hear what it's taking away.
higher than ever before.
So it's like that
Whistly stuff, yeah.
harmonics that that aren't very pleasing to the ear. It's just pulling those down in a super smart, like intelligent way. You know, if you did that with an EQ, the EQ would just be set on one frequency, whereas Soothe moves around with the signal.
Thank God for Soothe.
Thank God for Soothe.
It's just so good.
It is, it's most producers' favorite plugin at the moment, I would say. Then going into Saturn, that's more saturation and subtle, you know, just bringing it as if it had been through some tape or analog desk. It just emulates why people like that sound. It goes through some real transistors and gives you those harmonics popping out.
Higher
This is
than ever before.
Oxford Inflator. So yeah, here it is without
Higher than ever before.
and with.
Higher than ever before.
Bit wider, a bit shinier. Again, just tiny incremental steps where each one is doing very little. And when I turn them all on and off at the end, you'll be like, oh.
In the spirit of collaboration, I want to tell you a bit more about Listen To by Audiomovers. It's the plugin we use for all our remote sessions here at Tape Notes. It allows you to stream your audio in real time, directly from your door to anyone, anywhere in the world, and all in pristine quality. And we're not alone. It's being used on projects by some of the biggest names in the industry. Everyone from Taylor Swift to Lil Nas X to Bring Me the Horizon. And we have a special offer for you. 1 month's free trial instead of the usual 2 days. Just visit audiomovers.com and use the promo code TapeNotes1 at checkout to get your free month and see what the fuss is all about. And now, on with the show.
EQ, taking out some lows, boosting some highs. Again, this is the Chandler EQ, which is really nice, like tube EQ. And then the rest is all, it mostly effects, delay, reverbs. I'm just using the Logic stereo delay, first of all. And then the Logic reverb, big plate setting, and then the Valhalla reverb on top of that, which is...
You got 2 reverbs.
Yeah, one that's like 4.5 seconds, like really, really long. And then another one that's a lot shorter.
And
Well,
you're
not a lot
sending it to a bus
shorter, 2.
reverb as well.
Oh, yeah.
So you got 3 reverbs going.
And 2 or 3 delays. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, a lot. There you go.
Higher than ever before.
That's actually way too much. Yeah, that's not right. I think we're on the wrong part of the song. Yeah, I think we should be here.
Higher than ever before.
That does sound ridiculous. Oh, you know what it is? Okay, so the delays.
You know what it is? I was standing in a canyon when I recorded that.
Oh man, yeah. I think as you get more confidence with your voice, you're probably more willing to put it dry and up front. It's the first time I've sang, so you have to excuse the tremendous.
I think the washy reverb suits the drum and bass vibe.
It works for the song, exactly. Well, so what I actually was doing on this project quite a lot is I was sending a lot of the signal to reverbs and delays, and so that they would have a huge tail. But when the vocal is singing, the vocal is sidechaining those reverbs and delays. So when I'm singing, they're like being squashed by the vocal itself. And then when the vocal ends, they creep back in. Right. So you have a lot of reverb and delay, but they're kind of like they're sunken under the vocal. So they're floating really, and it's quite aggressive. It's maybe 10 dB like down. So then when it goes, oh, they all come back. So there's this sort of like push and pull going on with the effects. And I think it's not working there. That's why it sounds a bit crazy. So yeah, but without the crazy reverb and all of that, I'll just do like an A-B with no plugins and then all of them on the vocal. So that's without.
Higher than ever before.
Okay. And then with.
Higher than ever before.
So that's it. You know, you could do that. You could get close to that with like.
Higher than ever before.
With just one EQ. You really could.
Higher.
But it would just be delivered in such a different way, like in the mix. You know, you can only do so much by just boosting the high end. It really is about like tiny steps and each thing doing a little bit so that when you add them all together, it achieves it in just a much more human way, like where we can perceive it nicer. Like there's such a big difference between boosting a vocal with saturation as there is with EQ, you know, due to really boring technical reasons, which I sort of understand.
I do not understand.
You do not understand. But all I know is, yeah, when I played it over the vocal, over the beat, it sounded acceptable to me.